Hey everybody, I guess you know what that is. Yeah, I don't have a cameraman, so I'm holding the phone by myself, and that's a good bearing, as you can see, Turrington bearing, and this was the Harley bearing, and this is a real common problem. Let me see if I can turn this thing around here. I don't know if you can see me. Okay. Anyway, I don't have a cameraman, so I'm kind of holding this by myself here, but I wanted to show you this job because it's a real common job. I've done several of them. And when the bearing in the cam bearing goes out like that, it messes up the case. And let me show you the look. Yeah, let me show you what the case looks like. Here we are. We're over here at the milling machine, and I don't know if you can see that or not. This one is not really that bad, but it is egg-shaped and it is beat up. And we're gonna have to. What we're gonna do is get a better shot of that. So what we have to do is we have to put it on the milling machine here. First we'll take the cam plate. We'll put it on the case like this, and then we'll center it using this device on the milling machine. Okay? And then we'll take the cam plate off and then go straight down to the boring bar and make this hole bigger. Make this hole bigger so we can put a sleeve or bushing, whatever you want to call it, over the bearing and then press it all together. Now over here on the lathe, I'm starting to make the sleeve, and that's it. It's not very thick because there's really not a lot of damage on this case, but it is egg-shaped, and if you just put a bearing in it, it's going to go bad right off the bat because there's not going to be any support down the bottom of it. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera off and come back hopefully with a with a cameraman or something to where we can get a better picture of what's going on.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back. Okay, we've got this case here. We're going to do the bearing hole here for the cam bearing, and what we got to do first is we got to take the cam plate and put it on the case right here. If you want to zoom in here on the case here while I'm doing this, cameraman. Yeah, we got our cameraman back today, so everything is cool. So if he can get a close-in view on what we're doing here, I'll show you what we do. We zero the mill down on the cam hole that we're going to be cutting out. Okay, I need the right one. So we're going to tighten this down. Have you got a good close view on this thing, Mr. Cameraman?
Yeah, I can get closer if you need me to.
Yeah, let's get closer. Hell, let's get where everybody can see what the hell's going on here. All right, cool. All right, we don't have to tighten these real tight, but we're just gonna snug them down because all we're gonna do is center on this hole right here. And then when we're centered on this cam hole, the hole here in the case will be centered in a straight line. So we have to index off of this part, off the cam plate cover. So we'll just finish tightening this down right here, and that's all we need. And of course this is going to be our sleeve here, part of it. The last one I did had to have a big sleeve like this. This one isn't that damaged, so it's going to be here, this little small sleeve here. That's all we need. But we have to make that hole big enough for the outside of this because the bearing fits inside here already with a press fit. You have to have the press fits. You can look in the machinist handbook for the correct fits. Uh-oh. We got to put the right collet in here. So we'll unscrew this, pull out this wrong size collet, get the right one, snap it in there. Get that started. Okay, now we're going to use this to center the hole. And I'll show you how this little device works. It's pretty cool. Okay, we'll just do something up here. And all these do is it's going to stop this from spinning when we turn it on. See that? Isn't that cool? Alright, now we're going to lower this down. Well, let's turn this off for a second. We're going to lower this down into the hole. Right? Okay, see that? Now I'm going to take over here. I don't know if you can see this. You want to show this right here? This is my digital readout right here. We're going to turn this on. If I can find the on switch. We'll turn this on. And what we're going to do is when we find the center, perfect center, we'll zero everything here. And then that'll be perfectly centered. That way I can move the table. If you, can you see that right there? So
Yeah.
I can move the table. And you see that? And can you show it back down here? On this? You see? And you see when we get to zero, see it's almost, try to get that thing as close as you can. Here, let me get. You might have to back up just a little bit so I can get to the controls here, the mill. And we're gonna get that thing as close as we can. Okay, that's within a half a thousandths. That's about as close as we're going to be able to get with this machine here. So we're going to zero the digital readout. Okay, we're zeroed there, and we're finished with this device. Okay, now the digital readout is zeroed over this hole right here. So if I move out of the way to measure the hole in the case, I'll be able to find it back with the go right back to it with the digital readout. So we're finished with this part here. So we can take this out, and if my cameraman would be so nice as to turn the camera off so we can okay, back again. So sorry for the interruption. Anyway, so what we've done is we've taken the cam plate off. I've removed that. Okay. Now we're centered over that cam hole. If we go straight down into the case, we want to zero back in on the case here. Okay, so now if we go straight, it's a straight line with that cam. And, you know, it's walled out because it had a bad cam in it. A bad cam bearing, I should say. Which caused the cam to go bad. So now we got a bad cam bearing and a bad cam. So we're going to have to fix all that. So anyway, we're going to put our boring bar in here. And snug that down. And now all we have to do is cut straight down. And make that hole bigger so we can cut this off right here. We'll put a bearing in here, so that'll make the outside of the bearing actually larger, because we're going to have to make this hole larger because, you know, it got beat up because the bearing went bad. Okay? So that's all we're going to do here, and we're going to dog it off right there. Hello! Okay, we're back, and now we're set up with the boring bar over the hole. We're direct line over the hole, so they'll be what you call a line board. And then we're going to turn the machine on, and it should go down automatically. And I have a stop to where it'll only go down so far because we don't want to go all the way through. There's a lip on the other side, so the bearing doesn't go all the way through. You know, and hit the flywheel. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first pass and see what we're doing here. We don't want to take too much off at a time, but we just want to take it nice and slow and easy. And you see it's only cutting on one side because that hole is egg-shaped. So we have to take a few passes here. We're just going to take our time, and we're going to go on down, and we'll speed it up a little bit. And we're going to probably have to take 5 or 6 passes here, because what we do not want to do is we don't want to make the hole too big. We don't want to make it too small. If you look in the machinist handbook, it will tell you exactly what the interference press fit should be. So that's what you got to do. You got to look in the book and find out what the tolerances is on this stuff. And then once you get all the tolerances right and you get the bearing pressed in here, and get this pressed in that hole, you got a new fit, and they'll never come out. I've done several like this and had real good luck doing it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shut the film off now and wait. Cameraman's real quick on the trigger there, if you haven't noticed. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and dog it off there, and when I get the hole to the proper size, or maybe the last cut, we'll come on and we'll show you that, and then we'll go from there. I'll show you how we're going to cut this off, and then we're going to put the bearing in here, and then put this all in there, and then it'll be done. It'll have a brand new bearing in there, and we're going to use Turrington bearings. We're not going to use the original Harley bearings because they're not very strong. That's what happened here to begin with. The Harley bearings just don't hold up when you put, especially if you put a bigger cam in it, because I've probably done 20 of these things over the years, and they all do the same thing. Anyway, go ahead and shut it off. Okay, as you can see, as the hole gets bigger, let me see if I can get a better shot of this. All the bad spot is going to eventually go away, and we'll make that hole big enough for that sleeve to fit down in there, and then we'll be able to get a sleeve on that bearing and press it all together inside there with the proper interference press fit, and it'll be like brand new. Hi, I'm back. Yesterday, oh, what a day! I had so many people come in. I couldn't even hardly see straight. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed it, but or you can hear it, but it's raining today. Down here in Mobile, Alabama, it rains. Anyway, we've got the hole in here, all line board, and it's to the proper size. And we're going to take these cases out and get ready to put the bearing in today. Okay? Let's take a look at it. There you go. It's all in there. It's board to size. Like I said, in this case right here, it wasn't very bad. So we didn't have to cut a whole lot out. But we did make it round, and it's all together now. And I'm going to move the camera back over here. I'm going to move the camera back over here to the leg because we've got my pre-fade bushing here, and as you can see, I got the bushing in there, and we're going to cut it off with this cutoff tool right here, and there we go. And that's it. So I've already got this made to size, and there's the bearing. And when we put that bearing inside the bushing and press it together, I have to be careful because it's just a very small fit in there. I think it's only 1/1000th clearance there. But anyway, what that does is that's going to make the outside of this bearing larger, because the hole's larger because it was beat up by the cam. And then we'll press this all together and we'll put it in the case, and it'll be done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, here I am again, and I'm going to go ahead and set all this up, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, here we are over here at my little Harbor Freight arbor press, and we've got the bearing, and I've got it started, and it's square. So we'll just put it here, and I've got a little piece of scrap aluminum here to help us on our way, and we'll get it all lined up. And now all we got to do is just press it down into the sleeve, and yeah, that's about as hot as cottage cheese, isn't it? So there we are. Now we got the right size bearing that has a bigger outside diameter. Just that easy. Now what we got to do is put that in the case, and we're done. Alright, here we go again. Yeah, these videos, this has been taking over a couple of days here, so I got a lot of people coming in. Gas prices are going up, everybody's got to get their motorcycle working, you know. But anyway, I've got these cases ready to go, I got my bearing ready to go, I got everything sized up. All I have to do now is hammer it into the case. You know, I've got this homemade driver I made, and it works perfect. So we're going to go ahead and hammer this in. I'm going to give you a look at the cases We're going to take a look at those while I'm doing this. And there we go. Okay. Now all we got to do is put this in the right way. And, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I forgot the one thing I have to have, and that's a hammer. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead and put this in here. We're almost there. Yeah, it looks like we're there. And it's in. Fixed. No problem. Looks good. Okay. Yeah, back over here to me. Anyway, that's a simple case repair for a bearing that went bad, and no more. Anyway, this is Al down here in Mobile, Alabama, at Al's shop, and over and out. Woohoo! Bye.